Hello stampers and crafters, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts, and today's project is this one. How cute is this card? It's a little fun fold card with a surprise bee inside. We're going to be using the Meant to Be bundle from Stampin' Up. So if you want to see how to make this super adorable card, please keep watching. Happy February, friend. It feels like January took forever. We're finally on the first day of February. I do have a new host code for February. When you're placing your Stampin' Up! Orders, please use that host code and you're going to get freebies from me. So this card, I don't really know the name of the fun fold, but I just really like it. It's super quick and easy to do. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. But first, let's talk about the Meant to Be bundle and the designer series paper and sticker pack. We're using all of them today. If you do want to see more projects using this stuff, you can go to sassypapercrafts.com. I've been using this bundle all week long. I absolutely love it. Now, the only thing I will say is there's not a ton of sentiments. This stamp set specifically was designed for scrapbooking. So, and I'm trying to be a better scrapbooker. I really am, but I'm still just a card maker at heart. And I have made a few scrapbook pages, but not too many. So I did pull in another stamp set to get the happy birthday. But you can make two different sized bees. These are all for those bees, flowers, the faces, the sentiments, the little bzz line. And then there are also dies to cut this out. So we have these beautiful like hive hexagons. And then also you can write words. There's our hive. So it makes it like oh, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like the script and then a background, so you can layer those on. So what we're going to make today is we're not actually going to be using the dies or really the stamp set at all. I just wanted to show you this bundle. We're going to be using the beautiful designer series paper and the stickers. So let me move this out of the way and show you the stickers first. Now, obviously, you get one sheet in the pack, but I've used 1B and I used a little bit of this border here. Again, this is meant for scrapbooking. So there's a little piece that you can write on, which I love. It looks like notebook paper. And then two sticker hexagons. We're going to be using this guy here. And then again, this border. I'm going to show you too the designer series paper. Now this does come in 12 by 12. I cut it down because it's easier to show, because see how to get this big thing in the frame is a little bit hard. So I'm going to quickly show you the designer series paper, which is absolutely adorable. Again, if you want to see more projects using the bundle, the paper, head over to my blog, sassypapercrafts.com. I have been talking about this bundle and the paper all week long. I love this one. Super cute. So let's get into our card. So first, let's start with our base. We have this piece here, which is Petunia Pop. And this is 5.5 by 4. So this is just a regular, well, it could be 4.25, but I did 5.5 by 4. I just liked how that looked better, where it was completely even and you just had this little piece poking out. Now you can emboss this piece if you want and make it extra fancy, but I decided to just leave it as is. And then I have a piece of Bubble Bath that measures 11 by, I think, 4. Yep, 11 by 4. And it is scored at 2, 3 3/4, and then I flipped it and did it at 2 and 3 3/4 again. So all we're going to do for our card is we're just going to fold in this part first. I just like folding this in first and then burnishing those lines. Do the same on the other side. And then we're going to fold this back. So we're going to fold that towards you and then burnish and turn it, same thing, put that down toward and go back. And then we're just going to burnish those score lines. So see, that is our basic fun fold here, and that's just going to go right on to that panel. But let's decorate this first. So I have 2 pieces of the cute as can be designer series paper, and if you look, these piece together because this is a directional design. So this one does 2, and it's kind of hard to see because I mean you kind of cover it up, but I just like when it all goes together. You don't have to do this, but these measure 1.5 by 3.5, and you just want to make sure you're cutting. If you're using directional paper, you're cutting right, because it would look weird if it was like sideways B, right? So then I also have 2 pieces of Petunia Pop, which are a 1/4 inch larger than my designer series paper. Just going to try to center those as best I can. That one's a little crooked, but you know what? It's fine. It's a handmade card. That's what I always say. It's not supposed to be perfect, perfect, perfect. I mean, we try, right? And then I'm going to put a little bit of seal on the back of these. And then we're just going to put them on our card base. That looks good to me. And now I have a piece of Pool Party that is 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. So that means this is 3.5 by 3. And that just layers on there like that. And it's going to go on the inside. But first, I want to get that sticker, and I'm going to put it on the 3-inch side. So what I did was I took the sticker sheet here and my ruler, and I just measure to 3 inches. And then I like to take a pencil and I just kind of do a little mark. You're not going to be able to see that, but I can see that, and that's what matters. So I'm going to do that and grab my paper snips and just kind of lift that up. And then right where that pencil mark is, I'm just going to give it a little cut. And I try to go as straight as I can. And then we're just going to put this at the bottom of our cardstock. Now, if you have a little bit left over, like I do, you can just take your paper snips again and just cut that off. And then we can put this onto our Pool Party. And then put that on the inside. And before we move on to our stamping and our die cutting, I'm going to take our little bumblebee from that sticker sheet. I'm going to use this one. And I'm just going to kind of hide him in there. And he just fits. I want to be careful, though, not to get him those wings over too far, because you don't want it to interfere with your score lines, right? And then we can put this on our card base. And I always like to do like an X just so it has extra hold. And then I take this and I like to center it with my grid paper. I close it and just line it up. Just like that. So now we are ready to do a little bit of stamping and die cutting. So I have a scrap piece of basic white here. We're going to be using the smallest hexagon from the Meant to Be die set. And I did grab the Unbounded Love stamp set. This is such a great set because it has so many different sayings in it, even ones that you don't see a whole lot, like hope, love, faith. I grabbed the Happy Birthday. You could do just for you, celebrate, whatever kind of card you want to make this. I went with Happy Birthday. And we're going to grab some Petunia Pop. Just going to open that up. I'm going to ink it up, tap, tap, tap. Not pushing too hard. Just want to make sure everything has a little bit of ink on it. And then I'm just going to kind of go in the center. And you could die cut before you stamp if you want. I like to do this because it just makes it easier for me to see my pieces where everything is. I'm just going to clean my stamp because that is all for stamping. We just did a sentiment and that was it. So cleaned my stamp. We're going to put it away because I don't ever just set something down. I have to put it away. I think Sam Hammond Donald Poodles from Poodles Papercraft, she's the one that said that all the time, and it really stuck with me. So now I'm going to die cut twice. I'm going to die cut this once, and then I'm going to die cut the bubble bath. And I'm going to grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and show you why I'm doing it twice. So here's my machine. I got my number 1 platform and then the number 2 little shim, a cutting plate, and that's what we're going to put our stamped sentiment on, and then we're just going to line that up. Now if you want to be and make sure it's perfect on there, you can put a post-it note down or some washi tape, and then I'm going to grab the top sheet, there it is, put that over, and we're just going to run it through. My table's a little bit wobbly. All right. So the reason we're doing this twice is because not only do you get the nice little sentiment you just cut, but you also get an outline. Now I'm going to save this. I have a little bin I kind of save things in. I'm going to save that for another project. And I'm going to take our bubble bath cardstock and I'm going to lay the die back down, put that over the top, and run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine again. And this time, we're going to have 2 of the bubble bath. So I don't want this piece. I'm going to put that in my little bin. I want the piece that is in there. So let me clean up my machine and everything, and I will show you how to put this card together. All right, we are ready to put our card together. I'm just going to take the die here, and it's kind of stuck in there. So there's these little holes on the die, and you can use the paper piercing end of take your pick tool and just pop that out of there. And then we also have our sentiment here. Now, the easiest way I found to do this was to line this part up first. So when you close your fun fold, you kind of want it to go like this. So you want a little V, a little point to be there. And so we're going to put glue on this whole part here and then maybe a quarter of the way onto the straight edge. So I'm just going to flip that over, get my liquid glue. Again, you could use an adhesive sheet for this, but I just think it's so much better. Like with the liquid glue, you have more control. And pop that. And I do love the adhesive sheets. I love the adhesive sheets, I think, more for intricate dies, like things that have a lot of parts to it, because then that way you're not putting glue on every little piece. I'm just going to kind of center that and push it down. Now what I like to do is grab a clear block or a few and just set them there and let that sit for a minute while I glue the other piece. So you want to make sure you're gluing the right piece. We glued the left side. You don't want to glue the right side. So whatever side you're having that stick to, glue the same side. So I'm just going to flip that over, and I want to glue this side now because we're going to flip it back. So I'm going to go to the right there. And again, I know this whole side here has glue, and then just a little bit there. And I want to put a little like that. And if you're watching this on February 1st, I have a free card class coming up tomorrow. If you're watching this after February 2nd, my free card class is already up. I did a YouTube live. We're going to be using the Wildflower birthday suite to make 3 cards. So if you are watching this on February 1st, I hope you can make it. And if you're not, then you can always watch the replay, or February 2nd too. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if it's 10 a.m. the 2nd, feel free to come. So I just put the blocks back on there for 1 second just so that can dry. And then I'll grab my adhesive back heart sequins. So we're going to use these on a couple different spots of the card just to give it a little bling. It should probably be okay. But you see how I just kind of nestled it in there? So it all looks like one piece. Now this one here, it's coming off a little bit, but you know what? That's okay. We're going to grab the Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to get a couple of these hearts, and I just kind of randomly stick them. There's 3 different sizes. Maybe one up there. And then a teeny one, I think. I liked how it was on the petunia pop. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this fun fold. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more card making videos from me. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you can come to my class or watch the replay if it's after February 2nd. Thanks again for watching. I will see you next time.